Hey crew, welcome back to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local lightworker. I'm a tarot reader and an astrologer, and I'm very happy to have you here with me today for another pick a card reading on the topic of where are you going next in your studies? How are you moving forward in your studies? So I'm going to be checking what's coming up next. If you are in some form of schooling, if you're taking a course, if you're trying to improve your professional skills and you're getting some sort of additional training, or if you are in higher education. This specific reading is meant for those of you who are preoccupied with such themes, and I will create other career and love readings for those of you who have other themes on your mind. But I wanted to open up this space for those of you who are quite studious at the moment, or you have some sort of study related responsibilities and you might be worried about how your exams are going to work, how you will study, if you will have enough money to support yourself, if you're thinking about relocating to study in another country. We will see what comes up in the reading today. I just wanted to open up the space and to provide you with inspiring answers and clarifications, or just to give you a heads up as to what might be coming up next. So I have here for you a choice of 4 options. These are cards taken for the Traumdeuter Oracle, the one that I have received as a gift from one of my lovely crew members. So thank you so much, guys. I just thought that these images, which are meant to be images from dreams, I just thought that they speak loads to this study related theme that we have here today. So let me introduce to you each option. We have here for group 1 the smartphone. For group 2 we have here the library. For group 3 we have running late. And for group 4 we have exam day. As you guys know, on my channel, the drill is the following. I pre-shuffle oracle cards so that I don't spend too much time shuffling all the oracle decks that I have. And I also live shuffle from a tarot deck of my choice. And today I was drawn to using the Angel Tarot. So I will be pulling some cards live from the tarot, and then I already have the pre-selected oracle cards so we can get straight to business and find out what important clarifiers you need to hear. If you have taken a moment now to truly look at these cards and see which one appeals to you the most, I do need to tell you as well that if you want to book a personal reading with me, the second link in the description box takes you to my e-shop where you see a variety of options, and my readings are quite affordable and I got a lot of positive feedback on them. So thank you so much to everyone who has booked a reading with me previously. I love working with you and I have a lot of returning clients. So this is really, really good news, and I'm super happy that my work is inspiring you guys. The first link in the description box below helps you join my channel for extra perks. You can become a light crew member or a solar crew member for additional clips and readings. You can also follow me on Instagram. Recently I've been updating my page daily for astrological insights or glimpses into my personal preoccupations and preferences. You can also follow me on my website, thespiritualsocial.com, where I upload weekly articles and fun playlists. And you can also purchase my twin flame erotic novel, The Storyteller, who has been getting rave feedback and reviews. You guys absolutely love it and you think it's quite spicy and sweet. So thank you so much for purchasing it. And for those of you who haven't read it yet, give it a try. You can find it in Kindle format and also paperback. Okay, all this advertisements to the side. Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited to see what pops up for you today. So let's get to business. Let's find out how will you be moving forward in your studies. Hey group 1, welcome to a study related pick a card reading. Let's find out how will you be moving forward in your studies. It's such a pleasure to have you here with me today. I hope you're doing well. So this is for those of you that were drawn to the smartphone image, which kind of tells me that you could be in the process of upgrading your technological devices. You could be purchasing an iPad, a new computer, a laptop. You could be switching up your smartphones or getting an iPhone, or you're introducing more technological devices to streamline your studying performance. Maybe you're getting some sort of tips and tricks from your friends who could be more technologically savvy. I am getting the energy of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius in this specific pile. So maybe you are one of these signs, or you are talking to your air-themed friends your astrological airy friends who are giving you some really insightful ideas as to how you can improve your studying techniques and make work easier for you. That's kind of what I'm hearing. You could be also living in a part of the world where at the moment kind of practical, physical based studying is moving more towards the online environment. And I have a feeling that some of you could be also receiving a lot of notifications as to sign up, you want to sign up for further study, further courses, further training, and you're considering taking that up. While others are just wanting to start a long distance course, or you're already engaged in some form of higher education on an online basis, maybe part-time, but at a distance from the physical location where the university or the school that provides that course is. So let's see what the Angel Tarot has to say. That was just my intuitive reading of that specific card. But let's see right now. We have the Six of Pentacles. So you'll be moving forward in a very prosperous way in your studies. More money is coming your way. So if you're waiting to hear news regarding a sum of money, maybe you took out a student loan and it hasn't entered into your bank account yet, it is coming. And I think it will be more than you actually asked for. There could be an additional bonus, or maybe the bank decided to lend you a bit more. Maybe there was a margin and you went towards the lower end, but the bank finally decides to give you the middle or the higher end of that specific loan. Or it could be that your parents are sending you a sum of money, maybe somebody that supports you, maybe you have a sponsor and that sponsor is deciding to be very generous with you. There is money coming your way to support your studying. So don't give up hope. You will get that sum of money that you need in order to sustain you throughout the duration of your studies. For some of you, it could be something a bit smaller. Maybe you are just a little bit worried with, how will I combine work and studying? Will I have enough from my income to take and invest into that course? And I'm here to let you know that yes, you could be offered a promotion at work, and the extra income you will have in that period, you're going to invest in your courses just for a temporary period of time. This won't take forever, because of course this course that you're going to embark upon has a time limit, right? So I see very beautiful here that God is favorable towards you. We have here the angel Aladia, and this is the angel that gives divine grace, cures rage and pestilence, and absolves the guilty. It could be that a romantic partner, an ex-spouse, could be giving you a sum of money. I don't know, for some of you I'm seeing here wedding ring, so it could be an ex-spouse that is giving you some alimony money and you could use that to fund your studies. Or it could be that your current partner, the person that you're engaged with, the person that you're in a long-term connection with, decides to lend you the money or decides to give you the money as a gift in order for you to further your education. So money is coming your way, okay? You will be successful. You will be victorious from that point of view. Let's see, further indication. We have here High Priestess. You are so going to enjoy this next course of study. You're really going to enjoy kind of pulling your energy away from the social environment. You're going to start going out less, but you're going to spend more time at home, maybe reading, writing, thinking about the topic that you want to improve upon, the topic that you're learning about. 444 when I said that. So wonderful Jupiterian growth energy for me. Number 4 is the number of Jupiter, because the number 4 actually looks like the glyph of Jupiter. So it speaks volumes to me that you're getting this teacher-like energy entering into your life. And Jupiter is also about optimism and fun. So you're really going to have fun enjoying this next stage in your education. And especially since money worries will be calmed down and you won't need to worry so much about the practical material aspects of how will I take care of my needs while I study. Everything will be taken care of materially, so you can enjoy this next course in your education. So I see here success, protection from magistrates, God the eternal, lasting. I think that you will be seen in a very positive light by your teachers, by your trainers, by your supervisors. I have the feeling that people are going to think that you're very thoughtful, introspective. This is Piscean energy. You could struggle a little bit with pinpointing the details. You could make some minor mistakes. You need to double check facts, reread the paperwork, and double check spelling mistakes in this period, definitely. But at the same time, I feel that people are going to perceive you as a very deep thinker, as a very open scholar, as somebody that is going to do the right amount of work in order to get through their studies. So you're not going to be perceived as lazy or inconsistent or just in it for the fun of being part of a social group. You are actually going to put your nose in the books, and you are going to do the work because I feel that you have an inner motivation. You're really passionate about the topic you have chosen to study, and you will attract good mentors that will help further this educational stage. And I think that for a lot of you, this educational stage is connected to your spiritual development as well. This is why it's not only about the process of I'm studying towards a degree in economics, right? And I want to pass my exam so I can get a really good job in the field of economics, just as an example, yeah? It's not only about the practicalities of your studies. It's also about, I really want to come up with a new economical system that will improve the lives of vulnerable people because I am tired to see all the injustices and the poverty in the world. So you are driven by something much deeper. You have a vision. You have these kind of like deep insights. You want to make a change, a positive, meaningful change in the world. It's not just about getting your degree and getting more money. So I see very clearly here that you will be supported by divine energies, because we are speaking here about the destined, fated major arcana. Gorgeous. I'm kind of, should I pull one more card? I'm kind of like thinking this is really good. Should we keep it like this? Let's give you 3, right? The rule of 3 in witchcraft. You should always have 3 of each. So we have here the Knight of Wands. And this is Hahuya, God the good in himself. Protection, prevents discovery of secret crimes, saves exiles. If you have to travel far away in order to begin this next course of study, like I saw here with this long distance or technology mediated type of relationships that you will have in the coming period, you are actually going to enjoy it. You're going to relocate to a place where if you're worried about how you'll be perceived, you will actually be perceived in a very positive way, and you will have a lot of spiritual experiences. You're going to start believing in God more. You're going to feel supported by unseen presences. You're going to feel as if you have protective angels around you, because we have here the card of divine grace. We have here protection from magistrates, so you're not going to have any administrative issues. Things are going to go smoothly in that part of your life. And we also have here, again, protection with the Knight of Wands. I feel that you might even crush on an Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius in the coming months. You might meet somebody who is the same age as you, a very free-spirited, charming and charismatic speaker. Mercury is retrograde, guys, so I'm kind of like coursing through this energy. So I see very clearly that you will have a person that either is going to support you in your studies. They'll become like a really confident friend, a confident study buddy, a person that will do a lot of things together with you to support you during this period. Or you might actually become romantically involved, because the Knight of Wands is this fast-moving, hot and passionate energy. So it's somebody that will give you some butterflies in your stomach, that will thrill you, somebody that will be quite passionate about you and the things that you will study together, okay? So I see here a trifecta of really beautiful energies. Not only will you actually receive a sum of money to support you through the studies, but you are also going to make a very cool new encounter. You're going to meet this hot new friend that will open up doors for you and that will maybe show you around. And I also feel that you will be perceived in this really beautiful high priestess positive light, like almost as if you know something related to your topic in a very intuitive way, but you're trying to approach that topic from a more logical perspective to combine logic with intuition. That's kind of what I'm seeing here very strongly. So it's by the end of your studies, when the process of growth is going to be completed, well, it's never truly completed, but it will be completed for a period of time at least. You will feel as if you have a more holistic understanding of maybe the medical subject you're interested in, or the biological subject, or the arts related subject you want to expand upon. Now let's see your oracle cards. We have here, express your creativity. So I do think that the majority of you are interested in something related to beauty, esoteric, occult knowledge. It might even be art, artistical development, performances. You could be taking a drama course, writing scripts. You could be engaged in a course of fine arts or artistic curating, because we have Piscean energy. And with expressing your creativity here, I think that you're trying to study towards how to delve deeper into your creativity, how to enhance it, how to make money out of the fruits of your imagination. So we have here, thank you angels for helping me to express my inner creator. So you can give your thanks, you can give your gratitude already for the blessings that are coming in the area of your study related energy. Because in this way, when you're grateful, you attract more wonderful things towards you. We have here peace, and this is open your heart, number 21. You are going to have a really gorgeous period where you won't be bothered by external events so deeply. I see that, well, I live in the northern hemisphere at the moment, and we are just about to enter the equinox, the autumnal equinox period. So I see that autumn and winter for you, as it is depicted in this image, is going to be a time of seeding new ideas, new perspectives, maybe changing the way you speak, changing the way you think, changing the way you create. And this is going to attract a lot of prosperity towards you once the course of study is complete. We also have here parrot, and this speaks of letting go of others' thoughts and opinions. It is time to embrace who you really are. So you're no longer going to try to please other people. Maybe your relatives, your friends always wanted you to study something that has no relationship to creation, and now you finally summoned the courage to say no to them, to draw a boundary, and to say, I will study whatever I please, because this is where I feel my intuition is taking me towards. So finally you will have some peace of mind. All the pieces of this study related endeavor will fall into place, and you will no longer feel worried or perturbed. You will actually be able to dedicate time, effort, and energy to improve yourself, improve your creativity, and grow through this new spiritual and educational endeavor. And then we also have here skunk spirit, and this speaks about knowing your worth. Yep. This is going to be a really interesting period where, as you're expanding in your powers of imagining things, in the services or the objects you might want to create, you're also going to be asked to consider how much you value, how much does your work value, what price tag would you put on the things you create. On a certain level, the spiritual creations, the cultural creations we actually send out from our hearts into the collective are a little bit priceless, to be honest, right? I mean, some cultural artifacts that were created, paintings, books, that had the power to change people's understanding of their reality. Maybe even in some cases, you know, as with Marx's Capital, they created a new political system, right? So whatever we create from our minds and from our souls does have the priceless power of changing our reality. But at the same time, I feel that to take it down a notch and bring it to a more modest and pragmatic level, Spirit is saying that you're going to have to think about, if you're trying to become self-employed or the leader of your own business, you're going to have to think about this worth-related aspect. How much will you charge? What is a good price? Are you going to put in the right amount of work and hours for the prices you are charging for that energy that you expand? This is going to be something that will preoccupy you in the next months. And I think that you are going to find some really positive and balanced solutions to this dilemma. So take it slow and continue to improve, continue to educate your mind and to train your spirit, and you will reach there. You will find a moment when you will actually understand how worthy you are of abundance and how important the things that you create are, not only for your own sustainment, not only to help you live a good life and to help you meet your needs, but also because I think that you are going to create things that will give the collective a lot of pleasure and that will make them feel hopeful about their surrounding circumstances. This is the reading that I had for you, Group 1, my beautiful smartphone crew. Thank you so much for listening, and I really hope to see you in my next one. Take great care, and God bless on your studies path. Bye. Hey Group 2, welcome to a study-related pick-a-card reading. I hope you're doing well. This is for those of you that were drawn to this nighttime study library card environment. So I think that you're definitely a night owl. You could be a person that struggles a little bit to keep to a disciplined regime of daily routines because you're mostly active at nighttime. You tend to have your best ideas when it's quiet around you, when you can hear yourself thinking. You could be an introvert. You could have an astrological stellium in your chart, which makes you a natural loner, a person that seeks solitude in order to recharge their batteries. So it's not to say you're antisocial, it's just that sometimes being around people can drain you, and maybe the daytime environment can overstimulate you, because I feel you're a very sensitive individual. I feel you're a person with refined senses and with very peculiar tastes. And that's why you tend to be drawn towards moments of the day and energetic portals where you are just you're kind of encouraged to be unique. You're kind of wanting to do things a little bit differently than the vast majority of people. So I have a feeling you could be drawn towards very unique courses of study. You might want to study things like nanobiology or the colonization of other planets, or maybe how to write the perfect sci-fi novel. Something of that nature. I think that you have very interesting ideas. You have the mind of an innovator, you have the mind of a researcher, and somebody who likes to investigate things. You are not afraid of putting in the hard work. You could go through mountains of data in order to reach one important detail. If you are driven by a very strong inner conviction, I want to achieve this goal, how do I get there? And I think that you're able to put two and two together and find really creative ways. Maybe sometimes you might take mental detours to reach your desired destination. So let's see, following this intuitive analysis, let's see what the Angel Tarot has to say about how will you be moving forward in your studies? What is coming up next in your studies? So we have here the Star. Yes, you will be acknowledged for something. You will receive maybe some good indication regarding your paperwork. Whatever you are submitting in this period will come back with a very good grade, some excellent feedback, maybe even some colorful stickers attached to it. Somebody will be impressed by your work, by your dedication and commitment, okay? So don't be afraid to submit paperwork, to ask another person for a second opinion, to let your supervisors look over whatever you've been writing up in this period, to ask a very good friend or another coworker to lend a second eye on whatever you've been working on. Choose somebody you trust, okay? Because people are stealing ideas from each other in this day and age. But I feel that you are going to be protected and you're going to receive some really, really good feedback. It's going to make you feel very hopeful, like, wow, yes, I can actually make this happen. Yes, I'm kind of seeing the contours of this idea that I had taking shape. This project will be financed, or the draft of my script, of my book of poems, or my edited collection is finally getting the green light, and I'll be able to proceed forward with other ideas that I had as to how I can improve. I feel that maybe some of you are wrapping up or completing something at the moment. You're thinking about submitting your thesis, your dissertation. You're also thinking about completing a course that you started, and it's actually going to end on a very good note, okay? So don't be afraid of the ending. Don't be afraid of letting go of your work, because I feel like you've been putting in the necessary amount of effort, and it's going to pan out very beautifully for you. This is God the Just, and the keywords are clemency and equilibrium. Protects against attacks in the courts. Whoa! So if some of you are somehow engaged in some sort of legal battle, I know, for example, that there was a case when I was studying at one of my universities of a student actually taking some professors to court because they apparently lied in their curriculum. They said that they will offer something that the courts did not provide it. And this was a very wealthy student who was had a history of engaging in litigations. And that student actually sued the specific department, and they won in court. So that's really, really interesting. I'm not sure if you are part of such a group of very ballsy and courageous students, but if you are, and if you need to actually bring some justice in the department where you work or in the higher educational institution where you work, could be that maybe somebody is trying to steal your ideas. It could be a copyright involvement issue. It might be something related with workplace abuse situations, you know, from somebody else. You will be victorious, okay? You will have kind of like the hand of law on your side, okay? So don't give up. Have hope. Good things are coming. Positive news, positive indications. This is also Aquarius energy. So I have the feeling that the current transit of Saturn in Aquarius, which is happening in the skies when I'm filming this reading, although the messages are timeless, but the current transit of Saturn in Aquarius is giving you some sort of karmic reward for whatever you had to endure, whatever injustice presented itself in your life, and whatever communication was not brought up to the surface. I feel like some people might have been keeping some information away from you, and now it's finally coming up to light. And you will be successful, don't worry. So let's see. Card number 2. Okay, so you got the 7 of Pentacles, and we have here Nemamia. This is discernment, general prosperity, the deliverance of prisoners. Okay, so you're going to feel less trapped by the circumstances of your course of study. Maybe a lot of you had to work heavily throughout the summer in order to wrap up the final stages of your project, to finish writing your thesis or your dissertation, or to hand in essays very quickly. You might have taken some extra courses throughout the summer. You might have gone to summer school, or just in the last 3 or 4 months. We're not seasonally kind of segregating here. Maybe just in the last 3 to 4 months from the moment when you watch this reading, you put in a lot of hard work, and now it will pay up, or pay off, more like it. Weird phrasal verb. So 7 of Pentacles is a lot about you have been starting things. You have been very courageous in opening doorways. You have been asking people for information left and right. You have been starting friendships. You have been putting in the work and your networking capacity. And now things are going to begin to grow. They're going to begin to bloom. It's like you created a seed bed in your garden. You watered it, you fertilized it, and now you're just going to take a step back and allow it to bloom into the beautiful garden you've always dreamed of having. So we have here the Wheel of Fortune, and talk about growth, because this is Jupiterian energy. This is the energy of a teacher, a spiritual counterpart. This is about growth on many different levels in your life. You could be affected at the moment by the current transit of Jupiter in the sign of Aries. You might be an Aries watching this, which means that Jupiter is blessing you in order to express your creativity. It's blessing you on a variety of different levels in your life, especially if you have Jupiter conjunct your Sun. It's blessing you with regards to your capacity to fulfill your goals. And it's also giving you a lot of vitality and energy and stamina to complete those goals. So the keywords are advancement and progress, teaches, guides, and records events in the book of life. Okay, so this speaks about a person that might supervise you or might test you or try you in this period in order for you to maybe pass an examination board or complete some sort of course of study, or maybe even get a license. I'm getting for some of you that you might actually need to pass the bar if you're a lawyer in this period, or you might need to have some sort of exam that kind of shows your skills if you're, I'm hearing, in the medical environment, but it will be seen in a positive light. I feel that because Metatron records things in the book of life, there will be somebody that will record a very good grade or will finally give you entry into that exclusive group of skilled professionals into which you want to enter, into which you want to be part of. Okay, so all the work is going to pay up or pay off. Why do I say pay up? Maybe there is somebody that is asking you to pay them something. You need to return a sum of money, because this is ridiculous. I feel like there's this energy that wants to come through. It's like pay up, but your work is going to pay off. And I'm kicking the stack of books that I have under the table. But I'm getting a sense that, yeah, you might need to move books. You might need to pay up a certain loan. Maybe you've taken out a student loan or somebody has sponsored you and now it's time for you to pay them back. And I feel that you will have the resources to do that. And then we have here 5 of Cups. And this is Viwalia, God, King and Ruler, prosperity, destruction of the enemy and deliverance from bondage. Yes. So I'm getting a sense that if some of you are involved in some sort of study-related litigations, maybe you sued somebody or somebody tries to sue you for copyright, you are going to end up being released from that karmic situation, from that tough situation. The board of professionals that you need to answer to is going to see you in a very positive light, and they will allow you to enter that space. So you will be granted an accreditation or a license, or you will be granted a title. Your professional role will change. And I feel that you might need to pay a sum of money, but ultimately you will be released from that bondage. You won't be needing to interact with that negative person that tried to maybe attack you or slander you or accuse you of copyright infringement. You will overcome any of these problems. And yes, it might feel that after you paid up, after you maybe paid the lawyer fees, or after you settled whatever was needed to be settled, I feel like you're going to feel like your finances are a little bit at a low, but you're planting seeds at the moment with this educational course you're doing, with this next stage in your education that you're embarking upon. You're planting seeds for a lot more prosperity to come your way. It's just, I feel that there has been some sort of karmic testing. Maybe you had to come into contact with a person that was a bit miserly, a person that was sad and depressed and was projecting these energies onto you, trying to steal your light, trying to encroach upon your labor. But I feel that you will have the courage to fight them off and you will win. And even though your financial situation will be temporarily destabilized, there is more growth coming your way. And I think it's because the good side of this, whatever, like argument, conflict, litigation that you engaged upon is the fact that people are going to start knowing you, knowing more about you. You're going to become famous due to this kind of drama. Okay, so all's well that ends well, right? Let's see what your oracle cards have to say. We have here, oh sorry, that's the cards from group 1. So I'm kind of feeling, because the energy is a little bit mixed, group 1 with group 2, maybe you slid into this reading from group 1 where you decided to listen to 2 of them. We have here Badger Spirit. So this is be fearless and bold. Yes, don't let anybody put you down. Don't let people scare you into thinking that you cannot retaliate, you cannot sue them, or you cannot get help from maybe a professional body or some sort of like people that are supposed to fight for your rights, maybe a student union, maybe international student services. Go and talk to people and take the necessary measures. You will have the hand of law on your side. Justice will be on your side. So actually talk to people about this black and white situation, whatever is being sent against you, whatever fear mongering has been created, maybe some sort of social bullying as well that you had to experience. Talk to people about this, because there will be other people to help you. There will be certain justice-based boundaries put into place to defend you against negative energies, okay? So Don't be afraid and don't cower into a corner. This is the moment for you to stand up for what you believe in, for your education, for the fruits of your labor, and to defend your ideas and whatever it is that you're needing to communicate to this group of professionals you're a part of. We have here the new thatch, and it says here, stay grounded and welcome the new knowledge and perspective coming to you. There's a lot more information coming your way, maybe fine printed details that can actually give you a boost of confidence that you can win a case, or that you can sit in front of a commission and tell them the facts as you research them, and they're going to be super impressed and convinced, because remember, we saw here the star, we also have the wheel of fortune. So people are going to be really impressed with your research, with your work so far, and they are going to grant you the title, the award, the achievement, the certificate that you have been working so hard towards. And even though there might have been other people, negative people, that have been trying to steal from you or engage you in these legal battles, you will prevail. And we have here the inner voice, and it says here, thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. So you already know, you intuitively know what you need to do. You just have to be brave enough to start putting one foot in front of the other and actually leaving your room and going out and doing it. You have worked so hard. Your intuition is telling you already that you will be successful. Don't allow other people to whisper in your ears all sorts of negative things, all sorts of demeaning, disrespectful sentences. Don't take other people's opinions to heart. You to you, okay? And we also have here, we also have here creativity. Seize the day. Now is the time to start putting in the work in a specific project that you've been putting to the side. Now is the time to take action. Now is the time for you to create yourself, to talk to that person that you've been putting off, to take up that writing assignment that you've been feeling a little bit jittery about writing. It will be successful. Just start doing it. I think a lot of you have been feeling like, I have no energy, I have no stamina, and every time I look at the work that I need to do for my studies, I feel a little bit depleted. Start working towards those assignments, and you will see that you're actually going to really enjoy it. We are having, at the moment at which I'm filming this reading, a very important study-related transit, Mars and Gemini. And Mars and Gemini supports the energy of Saturn in Aquarius. So studying, reading, writing, doing some research, exchanging facts, improving yourself technologically, they are all favored by the gods at the moment. This is the kind of energy that works so well with you handing in paperwork, getting a second opinion, crafting really good emails that will get you the desired response from people in positions of power and authority that can further your studies. So get cracking, go and do it, okay? Get the motivation. In some cases, you will get the motivation as you are starting to put one foot in front of the other. And because I see here eggs that are painted, by Easter, by spring next year, you will actually reap beautiful rewards if you start putting in the work now. Okay? This is the message that I had for you. I noticed it's a bit longer than Group 1's reading. Thank you so much for listening. I feel the need to actually convey all these messages to you because you need to hear them. Some of you will really feel empowered by these messages, and it's been a pleasure for me to convey them to you. Take great care, and God bless you on your course of study. Bye. Hey Group 3, welcome to a study themed pickacard reading. I hope you're doing well wherever in the world you find yourself. So this is for those of you that were drawn to this card, the running late card. It's a little bit funny. It shows a person that is struggling to maintain the chaos in their educational life. You might have actually signed up for far too many courses. You're struggling a little bit to get them organized. You could be having a number of deadlines that clash. They come at the same time, and you're not knowing how to actually make ends meet because it might take you 72 hours or a 72-hour stretch in order for you to actually complete all the assignments and hand them in on time. You could be needing to handle some essays while you're also needing to prepare your master thesis or doctoral dissertation. I feel that you guys are struggling at the moment to do two things at the same time. You started a lot of things, you overcommitted yourself, and now it's kind of like they're moving forward, they're accelerating, they're speeding up, and you can't make heads, or you know, you don't know what to do in this situation. I wanted to use an expression, but it didn't come through. You might be even at a loss for words. It's like, I don't have time even to speak. I don't have time to breathe in this period. So in a way, thank you for being here and for actually listening to this reading. I'm sure that you're listening to this while you're doing something else. So it could be that you're in a very strong multitasking phase of your life. I also think that you're the kind of person that could have a history of arriving late in class. So you might appreciate the fact that a lot of the educational support is moving on the online landscape rather than being physical based. And I do think that you could benefit from taking a deep breath in. I'm trying to kind of parcel and compartmentalize this energy because it's super spinny. It's like a tornado of ideas and of things that you need to do and achieve and accomplish and hand in. But slow down a little bit, because the stress is going to get you to make mistakes that you're going to have to go over. So be mindful of this energy. We are at the moment in retrograde season. We are having a couple of eclipses coming up at the moment at which I'm filming this reading. So I am picking up this energy, even though the messages for you are timeless. So I'm kind of feeling here the necessary balance between work and other activities that you need to take on, finding your rhythm between speeding up and slowing down. This is something that you're grasping with or coping with at the moment. So let's see what the Angel Tarot has to say. How will you move forward? I feel that just by that card, you're going to move forward very fast, but you might need to stop and correct some mistakes because you're speeding through a lot of things without necessarily laying a very solid foundation. So be mindful of that. We have here the Nine of Pentacles, and this is Yehuya, the omniscient God. Submission to higher order identifies traitors and destroys their plans. I do think that a lot of the craziness, the chaos, the stress you could be experiencing at the moment is related to external circumstances. Maybe you live in an area where there's a political regime being thrown down, there is the uncertainty of war, you don't know if you're going to get your visa to relocate and study into another place. There are a lot of tiny administrative details that you need to fulfill, but the support around you is lacking at the moment. You can't find the people that need to sign paperwork. You can't, you might be missing the opening hours of certain businesses, or they might not be there because they're on vacation or they stopped working. So it's like the things that you could rely on in the past are now beginning to crumble, and you have to still fulfill those requirements. So it could be that you're running around trying to get the necessary paperwork for a file that you need to hand in, or get everybody's approval, or get some sort of cover sheets. You know, you might need to print things out, but the print shop is closed, you know, or they ran out of ink, or there are just a lot of things that, you know, you're struggling at the moment, and there are circumstances outside of your control that are interfering, and this is adding up to this running late kind of pressure. You know, you have a deadline to fulfill, you have a certain requirement, a certain maybe in order to get a certificate, in order to get some extra credits, in order to get a sum of money, you need to actually hand in something by a specific time. And yet everything around you is contributing to this energy of chaos. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. But I'm here to let you know that with the Nine of Pentacles, every obstacle will be removed from your path. People will see you as a dependable, trustworthy ally that they will help. Help might come to you from other sources than the ones you were usually accustomed to go to. So expand your mind, keep your options open, because there will be many different forms of help coming at you from unexpected places. Yeah. Nine of Pentacles talks about feeling financially and materially very stable, but it could just be that your everyday routine is being blown apart in this period, and you're struggling to kind of clean the debris and organize everything, or you took measures to reorganize everything with this retrograde energy at the moment. We have the Two of Swords. There is an anxious waiting. It's like, when is it going to happen? When am I going to get a clear answer? When will I know for sure so that I can finally make a decision and jump ahead with my plans? So I feel here you're asked to break the circle. You have opposing and contradictory forces in your life at the moment, but ultimately brings victory. So you will have success, okay? It's just a period that is testing your capacity to control your emotions, to not explode on people, and to actually follow rules and regulations that are already set into place. But I also feel that you're actually being motivated to revise, why did you choose to respect those rules and regulations in the first place? Why did you choose to be part of a certain institution? And do you agree with their rules or regulations or not? Maybe it's time to change them. Maybe it's time to speak to somebody about the necessity of these rules and regulations when everything is such in a state of flux. So it could be that you might be having some conversations that are not going anywhere in this period, and Spirit is just saying, wait. I know it's hard to ask you to wait when you have so many pressing things on your mind, but this period is helping you build inner strength. It's helping you do some emotional heavy lifting. It's helping you understand that you can still be calm in a sea of stormy, chaotic energies, that you can still take time to breathe and rest and nourish yourself, even as you have to quickly react or think off your feet or jump and make a decision without actually having a lot of information, but just basing everything on your intuition, on this feels good for me. Okay, I'm deciding this thing, you know. I know it's quite tricky. It's a little bit unnerving. Yeah, I don't feel that there is a solid foundation, but look, the solid foundation is coming, the 10 of Pentacles. You're very close to achieving something that will give you a lot of wealth, a very good public standing, a very impressive professional image, because we're going from the 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. So this is a lot about progress, leveling up, getting a promotion, getting that degree, getting that certificate, getting included into a body of professionals that you've always wanted to be part of. But it's like the final thing is being blocked at the moment, and you've been asked to have so much patience while there is this building anxiety inside of you. It's like a pressure cooker, and I feel that some days your mental health could actually be affected negatively by this inner pressure that you have to hold within. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say, because I think that more answers are coming your way. So what can you be grateful for? The fact that you're being helped to shine your light, the fact that you're incredibly attractive in this period, and you just pull in helpers left and right, people that want to give you money, that want to give you support, that might give you a piece of information that you need, people that can even make you just a cup of tea or a cup of coffee while you're struggling to go through a mountain of data or finish an exam. So we have here, thank you, Uriel, for helping me to share my light with my world. People are taking notice of you increasingly, so don't give up. Keep showing up each day, even if there are obstacles left and right. I can tell you from my personal experience, I had so many moments this year when I just wanted to give it up and throw it all away. But if you persevere, if you show up each day, if you roll with the punches and you don't pay attention to the naysayers, you are actually going to succeed, because your light is incredibly evident and it is increasing day by day, and you will leave behind a very solid legacy. Okay, so this is wonderful. I mean, you're doing this inner and outer work. Your job and your field of education, your field of study will actually lead you towards something even more solid, and you are protected against disasters. Even though you might be scared at the moment, even though you might be picking up on some negative energies around you, you will be protected. You will be able to finish what you have started in your studies, in case you were worried about that. Then we have harmony, perfect balance. So a time of peace and rest is coming up for you. And because we have these hazelnuts and the maple leaves and the fox, these autumnal colors, this next period, autumn, is going to actually help you so much. You will feel more relaxed. You will feel like you have time to study, you have time to hand in the paperwork. It's just, I think at the moment when you're watching this reading, you could be very worried. You could be like running all over the place, a little bit like a headless chicken. You know, it's like, oh, can I do this? Can I do that? Whom do I need to speak to? Am I going to be able to hand this in? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Believe, trust, because more peace is coming your way. It could be that some of you could be able to have a really long holiday around the time of Thanksgiving. That's what I'm picking up on. For those of you who are American and celebrate that holiday, it might be longer. So maybe you usually just took 2 days off. Now you'll be able to take a week, and you'll be able to replenish yourself with your family members. So we have here the vulture, honing in, like really being focused on what you want, and you will get it in spite of all these things crumbling around you. Accept the inevitable. Let go of the past and welcome a rebirth to begin. Accepting the inevitable. Things are being taken away from you. Things are dissolving around you. There are karmic processes in place. Some people have to end certain things at the moment. We are all preparing massively for this transition from the Pluto and Capricorn era to the Pluto and Aquarius. And a lot of us feel like we're on quicksand at the moment. And if this is not happening materially, this is happening mentally or internally inside of ourselves. But you will make it very safely to the other side. The power lies within you. You are the vulture. You are the hunter. You are the seeker. You are the one that hones in on the prey and swoops in and picks it up. So the power lies in your hands. You are able to complete what you have started. You are able to battle any obstacle and overcome any limitation or setback. Okay, don't allow other people to tell you otherwise. You are the light. It's evident, and people see you in a very good light in this period. So go out and chase whatever you need to chase, and hand in whatever you need to hand in. And if there is an obstacle in your way, just take a detour. Speak to another person, find another place where you can print your work, or speak to another student counselor, or talk to another supervisor. If your supervisor is not available, you can make this happen. Okay, we have here as well Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. Some of you are actually thinking of changing your institutions. Maybe you're studying at the moment in a specific institution and you're thinking of moving to another department, moving your grant to another department, and maybe starting a new course of study. You're tired of studying biology. You want to go into performance arts. It's a big, big leap. It's a bold change of direction, but you can do it. We have here two birds that are noble, birds of prey. We have the eagle and the vulture. So this is about seeing the bigger perspective, right? Rising above your current circumstances. You could be a Scorpio that is phoenixizing at the moment, and that's why you feel like everything is crumbling around you left and right. But this also speaks about my generation, what media calls the millennials, Pluto and Scorpios. Those of you that are born in between 1983 and 1995, you're being challenged karmically to let go of a lot of the things that gave you power. And as you are kind of rolling into this, you're going to regain your power, but you have to go through this phoenixizing moment. And I'm really sorry, but I keep hearing this child wailing outside. There are so many children playing in the playground in front of my building, but for some reason it's irritating me in your reading, and I think it's because you might be stressed out. Okay, so take a moment to breathe. The power lies in your hands. Just see the bigger perspective, because you could be too caught up in the details, and you have these stressful horse blinkers that are not allowing you to see that whatever you're doing is actually going to give you prestige, power, and you will be able to achieve this 10 of Pentacles. And as I've identified the source of stress, I'm already starting to feel a little bit more balanced internally. So I hope I can convey this energy to you. Awareness, and these moments where you actually call yourself out on your behaviors and on the communication that is being transmitted to you. When you pay attention to your environment and what's happening, these moments are going to calm you down and give you the strength and energy to push forward and overcome any limitation. Okay, so So this is the reading that I had for you, group 3. Take excellent care of yourself. Prioritize your mental health in this period, okay? You are asked to let some things go and allow the crumbling to happen. Allow whatever needs to change, but you keep pursuing your path and zoom out from time to time and see the bigger perspective, see the 10-year plan, see where you would like to be. Not necessarily in this moment, but after you complete your course of study. You need this vision to heal whatever stress you're dealing with at the moment. I'm sending you lots of light. Take care of yourself and God bless you on your studies. Bye. Hey group 4, welcome to a study related pick a card reading. This is for those of you that were drawn to exam day. So it could be that you're having an exam coming up. I feel that a lot of you have been burning the midnight oil trying to finish writing, maybe a chapter for your book, maybe completing a project. Maybe you're actually writing a lot of essays in this period and trying to hand in multiple assignments. I have the feeling that a lot of you are preparing for a really important exam. It could be maybe the final exam in your course of study, or it could just be the first exam in the period of study you have begun, and you feel the pressure of actually understanding whether the ways in which you had tests in high school is comparable to the kind of examination you'll be having during your bachelor's degree. So I'm picking up on a lot of different energies here. Some of you are at the final stages of maybe your master thesis or maybe your PhD doctorate, and you're getting ready to sustain an examination, a written examination, a verbal examination in front of a board of examiners. Others of you are just looking towards this transition. It's maybe the first time when you're handing in some sort of paperwork, when you have to sit in a room with other people at university to have an exam, and you don't have a point of comparison yet. It's your first experience, so everything is very fresh and new. But I have a feeling your pile, your energy is the calmest out of the 3 other energies that I was picking up today in this reading. I think group 3 had the most intense energy. But I feel like with you, your energy is very calm, and I feel like there is an inner sense of confidence of, well, I'm just gonna have to do it and I'll see what happens. You know, I'm not gonna be scared. I'm not gonna back out of this. It will be a learning experience, right? And that's why you're here for this learning study trip. It's kind of like learning life experiences at the same time as learning something mentally, like improving your facts and your memory. Some of you could be having problems with your mouth in this period, with your teeth, and you're wondering whether they will heal by the time of that examination, especially if it's a verbal examination that you have to sustain. Some of you could be passing examinations related to languages. You're studying towards a new language, and you're about to be examined on those verbal attributes, whether you can actually speak that language or not. So I'm going to begin first with the Angel Tarot and find out more details regarding what is coming up next in your studies. How will you move forward? Wow, you're going to move forward with a lot of energy. We have the Tower, which is Archangel Uriel, Mars energy, and we have here disruption, warns of disaster, aids in transformation, the fire of God. So very passionate, very brave. You're going to move forward and you're going to tackle this challenging period, the exam, the test, the final qualification, with a lot of bravery. You're going to show up. You're going to be, I'm ready, I'm here, test me. And I also see here the Sun. You're going to be successful. You're going to be seen in a very positive light. I'm so happy that we got this trifecta of the Sun energies and the Star and the Nine of Pentacles spread throughout most of the readings that I am tapping into today, the energy of the readings that I'm creating today for you. So I see a lot of success for the majority of you, even if external circumstances like a war or some sort of economical downturn might interfere with your capacity to hand in paperwork on time or to actually sit for an examination board to get your qualification. There might be some delays, some setbacks, some problems. Even if these things happen, you are actually going to make it on the other side. You will get your professional title and qualification, your certificate, your degree. Yeah, you will hand in the paperwork, the deadline will be met, and people will see you in a positive light. So even if you're worried about Will I be able to speak that language? Will I pass my verbal examination in French, German, Korean, Mandarin, whatever it is that you're trying to study at the moment? Yes, people are going to understand what you're saying and they will see you as very charismatic. We have here the keywords: restoration of life, protection from adversaries, rabbis, and wild beasts, the vivifying God. 444, when I said that, the number of Jupiter, so good luck is on your side. And even if you have been feeling low on vitality in this period, you will be feeling very energized on the day of the examination, okay? So see this period of maybe rest as a preparation, a necessary low point, so that you can experience the high point on the day of the specific examination, the specific testing that you will need to undergo, okay? So don't worry, I feel that you're going to be very protected, and even though you might be feeling a little bit awkward or ashamed, or you might be feeling like you're not prepared, it's just imposter syndrome overtaking you, okay? So all you need to do is push through it and persevere, show up, and you will be seen in a very positive light, even in a way in which you could come across quite intimidating and like overly prepared, like very domineering somehow. With Mars and Sun, this is about, I'm here to win. And I'm not going to walk out of this building without my certificate, without my grade, without my degree. I'm here to win. I put so much hard work into this. Please accept me. Please reward me. Please give me the best grade. Yeah. So it's going to happen. Let's see one more card. I'm adopting the rule of three, the rule of three in witchcraft for the tarot cards today. So each deck, each option got 3 tarot cards. We have here 9 of Cups, Habuhia, God the kindest giver, and this is healing, preserves health, and cures disasters. It arrived blocked, so maybe there might be a small obstacle towards the path of you getting a wish fulfilled. But the 9 of Cups can also talk about being too self-satisfied. So I'm getting a sense that you will manage to pass, but it will make you feel quite drained afterwards. So instead of going out and celebrating, you might go home and sleep, or you might just be like, oh, you know, like having the biggest sigh of relief of your life, and then you're just going to continue to proceed with your daily activities. You might not even want to party, or you might tell some people in your life that you achieved something, but it kind of gives me the feeling like, with the 9 of Cups blocked here, there won't be that self-gratifying energy of I'm the best, thank you so much, you know. There will be a little bit of a bitter aftertaste, and it might just be the fact that if you live right now in a part of the world that is completely challenged politically, socially, economically, you don't feel like celebrating because, yeah, I passed my examination, I'm a doctor now, but I live in a wartime environment, you know, or I live in a city where we don't have access to running water or electricity, or there's been this natural disaster and I need to go back home and clean my house. So I'm kind of getting this kind of vibration, you know. With the 9 of Cups blocked, there will be some impediment towards you being able to celebrate your achievement, but you will get an achievement nonetheless in your course of studies. I also feel that some of you that are not at the beginning or at the end of your exams, I'm kind of picking up that some of you are wondering, yeah, but I don't need to finish my examination for 2 years, or I don't need to write my dissertation for 2 more years. I'm getting a sense that you will be blocked from having a specific creative idea because that idea is not working in your favor. And I have the feeling that you might be getting a charming new charismatic professor whose class you're going to want to attend because they are just really bringing home the bacon. This person will be visual eye candy. So they will not only be intelligent and a very good leader in whatever it is that they're teaching you, but they will also be very masculine or heavily in their male energy. And you're going to love that. You're going to want to be one of the planets that revolves around this beautiful sun. So you might be getting a Leo or an Aries new supervisor, new professor, and you're going to want to attend their classes. You're going to want to work with them. They are excellent leaders, a little bit big on their ego. So there might be some clashes or conflicts that you might have with this person, some passionate debates, but ultimately you're going to really enjoy working with this individual. They're going to motivate you to get out of bed and to do the work. Okay, so this is for those of you that are not at the beginning or at the end or preparing for an examination. You're just like thinking what's going to happen in my normal day-to-day environment of studying towards my degree. Let's see right now what your oracle cards are. So what can you be grateful for in this period? And we have the miracle of nature, and this is about thank you, angels, for helping me to reconnect through nature and fresh air. Taking long walks in the park, being outdoors, maybe going for a picnic, maybe going and visiting the botanic garden in your city, maybe taking a ride at weekends to some sort of farmland environment, going to some sort of like farm market or vintage farmers market is going to feel very refreshing to you. It will quiet down your worries and it will make you feel more focused, more balanced, more in touch with the elements. It will help you regain the motivation to study towards a particular course. Okay, so don't give up. All you need to do is expand your reach. Don't give up. That might be an additional message. I don't know. I feel like that didn't fit very well in the message I was conveying, but it could be that some of you need the grounding, the sufficient grounding, the confidence, the level-headedness to not give up on something at this moment in this period. You might be afraid of the final examination, but don't worry, you're gonna slowly build towards it if you put in the work now. We have here the leap of faith. I'm ready to take a leap, angels. Thank you for doing it with me. So some of you are actually going to consider a change, a switch up. You're moving from one course to another, from one department to another. You could be even moving from one city to another. It could be that on the final legs of your examination, the board of your supervising examiners or the experts that need to assess you will change. Something will happen. There will be some sort of change towards the end of your studies. And I'm getting a very strong itch on the left side of my archway. The left side is the feminine side. So you could have a female professor, a female supervisor, a female guiding counselor, I don't even know how to call them, an assistant that will need to be changed. She will leave and somebody else will take her place. It could be that you are switching one female professor for this charismatic male professor that you will get along with much better. That's what I'm hearing, okay? So I feel that you can thank the angels for this brand new change that is coming into your life and for the fact that you're going to feel more liberated. You're going to feel like you're growing in the right direction finally. We also have here moth spirit, surrender now. Yeah, there are some things that are happening at the moment in your study environment, in the environment in which you actually prepare, maybe in the library, maybe on campus, in the school that you attend, maybe in the online environment, on the educational forums that you need to upload assignments on. Something is happening that is outside your control, and it has to happen as some sort of karmic payback. It's some sort of karmic rearrangement of events, so you have to let it go. I also feel that this new attractive professor, person with authority, educational advisor is coming into your life, and you will be feeling drawn to this person like a moth to a flame, okay? So you're gonna study with some sort of romantic crush fantasies in the next period. You're going to be driven by, the desire to actually complete your studies, but also because, oh, I'm going to see that person, oh. So that will motivate you to actually complete the work on time. We also have here pheasant, and it says, the time is ripe for creation and connection. Focus your attention in these areas. Some of you are actually, you might actually start a connection with somebody that you meet through your studies, and this person could end up becoming like your fiance, right? Your spouse. So pay attention to the people around you. I feel that you're quite resplendent. A pheasant is a really beautiful creature, and they're quite, from my understanding, what I remember from the countryside, they're quite peaceful, they're quite calm birds. It's not, they do make those weird sounds, but in general they have quite sweet natures. So I don't think that drastic events are going to happen in your life because you want to create them. I think around you all sorts of things are going to have to be reorganized, and it will feel for a while like you're having to kind of show up each day in an environment that is constantly shifting before your eyes. And maybe some days you might be feeling like, is this reality? Am I manifesting all these weird changes? But it doesn't feel like I'm actually making that many decisions, like decisions are being made for me. You're gonna go through this kind of weird and eerie period. I wanted to say eerie and weird at the same time. And it's going to feel a little bit like the boundary between your dreams and your manifestations and reality are very, very blurred. But trust the process, okay? You're being led in a really beautiful direction. And yeah, what was I saying? Sleep. Maybe Neptune has something to do with your desire to study. You could have Neptune in the 9th house, Neptune in the 3rd house. You need to ingest a lot of facts, a lot of information, feed your brain by reading and writing during your daytime hours, but at nighttime you need to rest. You can't go through this period without sleep, because your unconscious plays a really big part in the things you will remember and the things you will say in order to help you pass this examination, in order to help you switch from one course of study to another, and in also helping you build a relationship with this new and powerful man in a position of authority that will enter your life to guide you in your studies. So getting enough sleep will rest your mind, will help you process some unconscious desires, and will help you emotionally regulate yourself. And you need to do this in this period when things are a little bit up in the air and nothing is as it seems. So you need to be able to connect with your interior world, and you can do so by getting enough sleep and rest, okay? So as much as possible, try to tune out whatever external stress and chaos is happening in society. Create a little nook of intimacy and privacy for yourself, your own beautiful fantasy world in the 4 walls of your chamber, where you can sleep, where you can rest. I feel like increasing support is coming your way from a father figure, from professors that are males in positions of authority, or women that have very strong, nurturing, protective male energy. So don't worry, things are actually panning out for you very beautifully, but you have to help yourself in this period by getting enough sleep and by taking care of your sleep hygiene and slowing down. Okay, because you don't want to end up in a period where you're going to be completely burned out and you won't be able to study anymore. You won't be able to understand what is being conveyed to you, because your mind is completely wanting to be out of that environment. It cannot process any longer. So this is the calming message that I had for you, group 4. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you on your studies, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care.